Hey gamers, this is Liz Davidson from Beyond Solitaire, and I'm just recording a very quick video in the midst of a crazy week because I really want to do a recap of CircleDC 2024. It's the second time the convention's happened, and once again, it was absolutely fantastic. And so I want to tell you a bit about it before I run off to a Latin convention for the weekend. So CircleDC, I went last year and I really thought it was fantastic. This year, other than the change of venue, which I understand, but the creepy Masonic Lodge was fantastic. This con was probably better than last year's, and that's saying a lot. I was really, really excited and happy to get to spend so much time with people I just really, really wanted to see. So the first day I got in a bit early, and I ended up having a really great lunch with Mike Smart from Zilla Blitz and David Thompson. And we all went to a baseball game with a whole bunch of different people, including Edward from Heavy Cardboard, Tori Brown, designer of Votes for Women. I got to meet Stuka Joe, whose channel I've been watching forever. He flew in from Puerto Rico to come to this convention, and he was awesome. He was super nice. He's one of those people who really, really cares about the games and about making his channel the best possible. And I just really respected and admired everything he was about. So, we got to have this lovely day where, other than the fact that Kevin threw Cracker Jacks at me the whole time, we had a really great time. I think he was just taking out his frustration because the Pirates absolutely spanked the Nationals, as it should be. So we had a really, really good time at the game. But then we got onto games, and I got to play a lot of stuff over this past weekend. It was wonderful. So David and I got to test our new game. So we've got a second game coming after Night Witches. It doesn't have a title yet. It's like Untitled Spy Game. Um, but it's a game about running a spy ring. And so we did some testing together in person for the first time for the game. And also, wonderfully, a lot of people kind of stopped by and gave it a shot and, gave us advice just kind of on the fly. So that was really cool. We also demoed Night Witches to several people, and it continued to go well. I hadn't played the game in a while, so it felt really, really good to kind of get it back out and think, okay, yes, I really, really do like Night Witches. I really do like what David and I have done here. This feels good. So that was a really positive experience for me. Night Witches was signed at CircleDC last year, and so it was kind of fun to bring a more complete version of it back and have it still be kind of going well and show it to people who'd seen it before, who wanted to see updates. It was a wonderful experience. Then there were games that I didn't have a hand in that I really enjoyed checking out. So some of the things that I played were Lenin's Legacy. So this is a quick CDG from Matthias Kramer that is coming out through GMT. And if you liked Weimar but didn't like how long it was, think like 20-minute Weimar, more backstabby for two players. And I think they were going to have a solo bot, but I'm not 100% sure. So don't quote me. But Lenin's Legacy was super good. It was mean. It was quick, it was smart, and I was just very, very happy with my testing of that particular game. I get to look at a game that's very much in progress, but I have a lot of hope for the future, and that was The Devil's Advocates. This is designed by Mar Hepto, and it is about the Satanic Panic. So, that's a major part of my childhood and my memories. My grandparents told me that I should never play Dungeons and Dragons because it would lead to me worshiping the devil. Well, I did play Dungeons and Dragons. I wouldn't call myself a devil worshiper on air. No, seriously though, the game was really fun, and it kind of like tied in a lot of interesting quirks of pop culture, like from that era, and it really got that vibe going. So Mars making a lot of changes to the game. Still, they are at work on turning it into like a full thing. It's a Zenobia entry game, so it's only been in development for like 6 months. So this game is a long way to go, but I'm seeing a lot of promise there. It was really fun to check it out. I also got to see the updated version of Molly House. So I streamed that and like ran the video from the Whirligig Twitch on this channel a while back. But the game has really changed since then. So it's turned into a roll and move. And so what's interesting is that it still felt like, or a lot like the Molly House that I'd previously played. But there had been a lot of changes made to it. So it was overall, I think, very cool. I have a lot of hope for it. I think they've made a lot of progress with it. There's clearly a couple tweaks that are still happening to the design, but it's looking very, very good. And I trust Joe, with support from Cole and Drew, to be a really, really good design team. Then I got to see The Irregulars. This is a game that is coming from David Thompson, Roger Tankersley, who I met, and I do think that Trevor Benjamin's also involved in this one. So basically, I got to meet David's other design partners. How rude. But no, Roger Tankersley was fantastic. It was great to meet him. And it was really fun to, all get to play a game, talk about it, hang out. It was just a really wonderful experience. And then of published games that I got in a game of Nicaea with a bunch of people from the Homo Ludens Discord. It was fun to get to hang out with all of y'all and have a really good time. There were a lot of Homo Ludens people on the ground who weren't Fred, which meant that it was like the perfect Homo Ludens gathering, really. Uh, and then actually the game that might have stole the show for us wasn't a war game or a historical game or anything at all. David Thompson brought a copy of Prey Another Day, Prey. And it's just the world's simplest card game. Everybody has the same hand of 5 cards. They have value from 1 to 5. They represent different animals. And basically, you are trying to play your cards and guess other people's cards so that your predators will hunt their prey, knock them out of the game, and keep them from scoring. But your prey cards are worth more points, so you want to kind of sneak your prey through and not get caught when other players are on the hunt. It was super simple. I actually bought a copy. I thought it was going to come today, but it came yesterday, which is fantastic because it means I can take it to the state convention and try to get other Latin teachers to play it with me this very weekend. So that's the very quick update of CircleDC. There's so many people that I saw that I just was so glad to see. So Chris and Wendy Yee were there. Jeff and Jamie from Foster the Meeple were there. I got to touch base with Volko, who is always just fantastic. Paul Wright, one of my co-designers for another upcoming game, was there. We got to put our heads together about our design. It was really more of a question of who wasn't there. And so I really had an amazing time. I would do it again right now, no matter how tired I am, I would still do it again. Kevin put on an absolutely fantastic con for us. And perhaps most importantly, I won the most important prize of the entire show, which would be the Dune Part 2 popcorn bucket. So there you go. You can check it out. Just as creepy as you ever imagined. So this will be a family heirloom, obviously. And it's just going to be a fun memory of all the good times that we had. I absolutely love CircleDC. It's absolutely on my list to go to again next year. I hope I never miss it because I had such a good time. So I would say that if you like historical games, you want to go to a convention where you actually hang out with people and talk and play games, then you got 2 really good options. One is SD HisCon, which I will be hopefully going to again in San Diego in November. There's also like an SD HisCon East in Rhode Island. Or you can go to CircleDC, which I really like because DC is one of my absolute favorite cities. Kevin does a really good job of making sure there are interesting tours of the city. And overall, I'm just really happy that this con has started to exist as like a little annual ritual in my life because I love it so very much. So thank you so much for watching. Please like, subscribe, comment, ask questions. After I get through this Latin tournament, hopefully I'll be back with some more gaming stuff. But until then, happy gaming, everybody.